Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Turd Ferguson 619 podcast. I'm back again, and it hasn't even been a full week. What happened? Well, Comic-Con happened. San Diego Comic-Con was over the weekend. So much news, so much happened that I need to cover it. I cannot just stand back and let another week go by. I usually do a weekly podcast where I talk about something popular and trending going on. Usually it's Game of Thrones since we're in Game of Thrones season. But we have Comic-Con and we had so much information and so much news. Let's just dive into it. So Disney and Marvel released the second trailer for Thor Ragnarok, which I'm really looking forward to that movie. It's from a really good director. He directed What We Do in the Shadows, which is a fun documentary about vampires. If people get a chance, check that out. Really good work. And now he's doing Thor Ragnarok, which is going to be like a buddy cop type movie with Thor and the Hulk. Looking forward to that. Saw the first trailer. Everybody was amazed, just couldn't believe what they saw with their eyes. And it had that very nice catchphrase at the end where Thor was going to do battle in a battle arena against the Hulk, and the Hulk's charging at Thor, ready to smash, and Thor is really excited. He's cheering. He's, yeah, and everybody in the arena, the spectators just stop, and they're, huh? And Thor, oh, I know him. He's a friend from work. And I just couldn't take the chance to watch the second trailer for Thor Ragnarok. I don't want any spoilers. I really don't want to know what's going on in the movie. The first trailer whet my appetite, gave me an idea more or less of what to expect, but I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to see all the jokes. I don't want to know the plot or the story of what's going to happen with the movie because, you got that stamp there, the Marvel stamp, which I know I'm going to get a quality product. I know I'm going to get a good movie. I know I'm going to enjoy it. So why do I need to spoil it and curb my enthusiasm if I know I'm going to get something good? And I just might as well walk in as cold as I can. I'm trying to avoid trailers. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But, whenever you're trying to stream something on social media, sometimes you'll get it. And I look forward to the skip button, not because I don't like it, but because I don't want to get spoiled. And there were a lot of news that came out from the Marvel camp. They talked about the Captain Marvel movie. It was trending all over the social media that the Captain Marvel movie is going to take place before Iron Man. It's going to have Samuel Jackson, and everybody on their social media blurb put, he's going to have two eyes. And the internet went wild. I'm sure everybody that was at San Diego Comic-Con's famous Hall H went wild when they heard the news. They saw the concept art. Everybody was really excited. And I'm looking forward to see what the Captain Marvel movie is going to be. This is an exciting time just to be a comic book fan because earlier in the decades, in the early 80s, during the 90s, early 2000s, you were only getting comic book movies based on popular characters. And now what Marvel has been able to do with its characters, with its brands, with its property, they've taken every character you've ever liked, no matter how popular or how known within the underground or a local niche, and just blew it up and made it exciting. I'm looking forward to see what they do with Captain Marvel and how she fits within the Marvel brand and the Marvel family. There were also news coming out about Ant-Man and the Wasp, the next movie. Those are really fun movies. I enjoyed the Ant-Man movie. It was that heist comedy superhero movie, and I'm looking forward to see what happens in the sequel. And they announced that Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus, is going to be in the movie, as well as Michelle Pfeiffer, great actress Michelle Pfeiffer, and really well known for her role as Catwoman in Batman Returns. She just played the role very well. Michelle Pfeiffer is just known for being this very attractive actress, very pretty, but when she played Catwoman, I didn't see Michelle Pfeiffer. I saw the character of Selena Kyle, and I was interested in the character and as well as shocked and scared, and she just played the character so well, and I'm looking forward to see what she does now with another comic book property. And that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus, great in everything he does. I always enjoy watching him. I saw him in the movie The Matrix with Keanu Reeves, Neo, really good chemistry. And then I was excited all over again when I saw John Wick 2 to see Morpheus and Neo reunited again. And then now Morpheus is joining the Marvel brand, and he's going to play a character in there, and I'm looking really forward to it. Another thing in the news, moving on to the next subject, something else that was trending, that was very popular, was Justice League. They released the Justice League trailer. As well, I saw the first trailer, really excited for the movie. I'm not looking forward to seeing any more trailers or knowing anything else about the movie. I want to walk in cold and surprised. A movie with Batman. I love the character of Batman. Looking forward to the Batman character. Again, Wonder Woman, saw that movie. Really good movie. Looking forward to seeing the character again. I really enjoyed how they put the character in of Wonder Woman, how they ingrained her, they put her in the Batman v Superman movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing the dynamic between Batman and Wonder Woman again. And then now you have Jason Momoa, who was really good in anything he does. Khal Drogo, Game of Thrones. He's playing in the Justice League movie Aquaman. So I'm looking forward to how he plays along with the other characters, how he works off the other characters. I was really excited in the first trailer. He had those really good lines where he's interacting with Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne says, "I'm looking for a man who saves people that are drowning by the sea. He protects the sea. Oh, and he also talks to fish." And then you get that one zing later in the trailer with Aquaman telling Commissioner Gordon, "Yeah, like a bat, I can dig it," and just pretty much pissing off Batman, and how they're giving each other, riff. They're butting up on each other. They're busting each other's chops, and it's a lot of fun. I haven't seen the second trailer for Justice League. The movie's right around the corner, coming out in November. I can wait. I can hold up. I want to walk in cold and be surprised. A lot of news coming out from the DC camp. Variety was saying that they have to schedule some reshoots for the Justice League movie. It's going to cost them about $25 million. It's also really hard doing the scheduling for the actors since they're in demand. Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, they're all in demand. People want to work with them on other projects, but they have to do their reshoots, their pickups. And it looks like they're trying to change their game plan a little bit, how the earlier DC movies have been about, darkness, brooding, sadness, heavy emotions, and they're trying to go into the light, comedic route, colorful, kind of like the Marvel formula that has been working for them. So it sounds like that's what the reshoots are about. Some people are trying to create fake news or speculation or trying to sell clickbait, that the production is in trouble. But hey, they said the same thing about Wonder Woman, that the production was in trouble, that the movie was terrible, and we all saw how well that movie turned out. So I'm not worried about Justice League. I know they're trying to fix some things. I'm sure that bringing in Joss Whedon into the production, they came up with some good ideas that are worth filming, worth working on, changing on the film, even though it's a little bit last minute, but just to give everybody, every comic book fan, everybody that's going to watch the movie, the best product possible. Another thing that's mentioned is Dwayne Johnson is part of the DC brand, the DC family. He's playing the character of Black Adam, and just a reminder to everybody out there that, hey, we're DC. We have Dwayne Johnson under contract. He's going to play a comic book character. We're still trying to figure out what we can do with Dwayne Johnson, but he's not going to be in the Shazam movie. So I don't know what they're doing with Dwayne Johnson, but we got a reminder again that Dwayne Johnson is in part of the DC family. He's under contract. He's going to play a character, and we're just going to have to wait some more and see what happens with Dwayne Johnson. And I'm wondering, how long is it going to take for DC to decide what to do with Dwayne Johnson? Because if they keep pushing it off, he's going to have to move on to other projects. He's highly in demand, and on one of his recent SNL Saturday Night Live sketches, when he was a host on Saturday Night Live, he came up with this really clever sketch, and it's pretty much true, and it summarizes him, that he is franchise Viagra. That he did this song, this whole number, look it up, where Dwayne Johnson sings that he's franchise Viagra. He brings back franchises. He makes franchises exciting again. For example, Fast and the Furious. We saw where the series was going before Dwayne Johnson. And now that Dwayne Johnson is in the franchise, we see where it's going. You know, the most latest Fast and the Furious movie, Fast 8, just when you think you've seen it all, Dwayne Johnson does some more exciting stuff, and he brings you back interested into the franchise. So DC, they need to see what they can do with The Rock. I think they signed him up prematurely. He has a busy schedule, and if they don't work on something and the timing isn't right, they're going to lose him. And though Dwayne Johnson is such a charismatic actor. There was also reports from Collider that the Flash movie might be Flashpoint. I don't know if it's confirmed or if it's speculation, but it just has me wondering that I think it's a little premature to reboot the franchise, to bring an alternate version of the DC universe, because they still haven't established it, unless they're going to use the Flashpoint storyline to bring back Superman, to change the story where I guess the events of Batman v Superman didn't happen. But if you look at the DC cinematic universe, as far as where they've gone, what movies do they have? They have Batman v Superman. They have the Superman movies. They have Wonder Woman. What is that? 3 movies. They have the Justice League now, 4. And then after that, The Flash. And the Flashpoint is where the Flash goes back in time. He changes events, and that changes the present time and the future. I don't see why they would bring in that storyline so soon. I heard from the article that they did do something similar, Flashpoint storyline, in the Flash TV show. I think it was around season 3, but they've already had established 2 seasons worth of story, and it was something where they could revisit, turn around, and do something new and different. I have seen season 1 and 2 of The Flash on Netflix. I haven't seen the 3rd season. I'm going to have to go back and then revisit The Flash, watch the 3rd season, and see how that played out and fit with the rest of the season, and how it belongs to the future season 4, and so on. So I'm not sure about that, but I think it's too soon. I wish DC the best. I love comic book movies. I love the superhero movies. And if they can take any character and make an exciting, fun film, I'm looking forward to it. What else did we get out of Comic-Con? We got so much out of Comic-Con, not just from the world of movies, but let's not forget the world of TV shows. A new trailer, Stranger Things, Season 2, coming in October. I haven't seen the second trailer. I saw the first trailer. It was a teaser. It got me excited for the show. The first season got me excited. It made me want to see more, explore more of the characters. So I don't need promotional item to get me excited for the show. I'm already excited. I was excited since I saw the last episode of Stranger Things and how it had so many questions. It left us with so many questions, and I just can't wait for the next season, Season 2. So it's such a sting. It's really hard for me to try and avoid the trailer, the second trailer of Stranger Things, the new season. It's really hard for me to avoid it, but I'm trying to, because once again, I just want to walk in cold, not know what's going to happen until I see it, until I consume the content. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And oh my gosh, can't wait to watch Stranger Things. Stranger Things, really fun show. I'm going to have to revisit season 1 again before season 2 comes out. And I'm trying to think, when will I have time with so much? Game of Thrones is going on right now. Then you have, which is a nice segue, The Defenders. Netflix Defenders show is coming in August, which is going to be their version of the Avengers on TV. And they released a second trailer. Once again, I'm sorry, guys. I keep saying it. I haven't seen the second trailer for The Defenders. The show's coming out in August. I'm trying to avoid any spoilers, anything that's going to happen. I just want to walk in, consume the content, be excited, and I'm trying to avoid it. But it's so hard now in the digital age that we live in, with social media, content on YouTube, you name it, it's out there. You're trying to avoid it, but they just keep rubbing it in your face, and I'm looking forward to, as well as The Defenders. So I think September is going to be a slow month. I don't know what's coming out in September, and I think that's the time I'm going to use to catch up on Stranger Things. What else came out? From the world of Netflix, they also announced Iron Fist. Season 2 is coming, and I know a lot of people aren't excited about that, but maybe Season 2 will be better than Season 1. They did announce that they're getting a new showrunner. This is coming from The Wrap News, and the showrunner is going to be Raven. Enough said. So, looking forward to see what's going to happen to Season 2 of Iron Fist. It was average TV show on Netflix as far as comic books, but I don't know what people want. Some people like the Netflix shows, the comic book shows. Some people don't like it. We'll just have to wait and see what happens and what the new showrunner could bring in. And then making our way all the way back and around, since we're talking about superheroes, comic book superheroes, let's talk about one comic book superhero that was popular in the 90s, Spawn. The creator of Spawn, Todd McFarlane, announced that he has a script ready to go to film a new Spawn movie that he's going to be working with Jason Blumhouse. Jason Blumhouse makes these really good horror movies. He's filmed on a really low budget, so let's see what's going to happen. But since so much time has passed since we've seen Spawn, since we've interacted with Spawn, I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see, but I'm not hyped. I'm not boarding the hype train. I'm not really excited. I'm just going to wait and see what happens with Spawn and see what the community feels and how the community responds with Spawn, the latest movie. And then, I can't forget it, another TV show, something big that's coming out, a phenomenon on TV that's also, you got these two big shows. You have Game of Thrones and you also have The Walking Dead. You have the latest season of Walking Dead, and they had, a 5-minute trailer that came out. It was all over social media. I know you've been hearing me say, I skipped this trailer because I didn't want to see it. But as far as The Walking Dead, this show, they've been handling it pretty well, the spoilers. If you want to know what's going to happen and spoilers, you can go out and look for it. But I just wanted to get an idea more or less the direction of the show. And I clicked and I watched the trailer, the 5-minute trailer. And it's got me excited and looking forward to the latest season of The Walking Dead on AMC, which is also going to be coming out in October. You have Negan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's really good at playing the character of Negan. Negan's doing what Negan does, scaring people, rattling people, getting inside their heads. The trailer starts with him talking to Father Gabriel and coming up with one of these amazing pieces of dialogue. Whoever writes the lines for Negan is just on point and doing it right and very exciting. You know, he's like, are you wearing your poo-poo pants? Because you are going to poo-poo your pants. And they show that the saviors, the survivors, people from Alexandria, people from the hilltop, the kingdom, there's going to be this war throughout the season. So, you know, come to think of it, it's funny how a lot of these TV shows, I don't know if they're in communication or what, but they follow similar storylines or similar themes this season. So the latest season of The Walking Dead is going to be an all-out war. You have Game of Thrones right now in progress, and they're going to be out in all-out war. You know, the battle of the 7 kingdoms on Game of Thrones, and The Walking Dead, the trailer, you know, it's just going to be battle after battle. There was filled with some really good lines. And then it just ended with the Walking Dead trailer ended with that. What's going to happen next? What are they doing next? Because you have that blurry focus where it kind of looked like a Marvel stinger at the end of the trailer. And then you have Rick waking up from his coma, which he already woke up from his coma, but this time he's waking up from his coma. He's got his beard. He's got a cane. So I'm trying to figure it out what happened. Are they going to pull that in the story where they're starting to wrap up The Walking Dead and the story is going to be pretty much that Rick was in a coma the whole time and he dreamt everything in the zombie apocalypse and he woke up? Or is this an alternate universe where Rick was never involved in the zombie apocalypse? What if the alternate universe is where the normal customs is everybody being a zombie, and then Rick wakes up and everybody's human? So I don't know, that was like a really nice hook, a nice stinger. Good job on the marketing team of The Walking Dead, because it made me more excited for the show, more curious as to why was Rick waking up from a coma when he already woke up. He's been fighting the zombies. There was a lot of stuff that came out of Comic-Con. This information was the stuff that was trending, that was making its rounds. Man, just when I thought that was it, as far as information, I got more information from you that happened during Comic-Con. So as people were getting ready for Comic-Con, what was trending was a trailer for the movie Disaster Artist, which is based on that movie by Tommy Wiseau, which I'm sure everybody knows. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. So you have that. You had the trailer, which was trending. Everybody was excited about it. The movie's called The Disaster Artist, and it's the behind the scenes as to what happened to the movie. I haven't seen the movie The Room, so I don't know. What I've heard from other people is that The Room is one of those movies it's just so bad that it's good. And it's like an accident. You just can't look away from it. And then what else did we have? We had a really fun commercial from Apple. Apple collaborated with The Rock, and they were playing off The Rock, how he has this busy schedule. He's always working on a lot of things, a lot of projects. So he was working with Siri, and how Siri has that convenience of helping people get organized and fulfill their day and complete their assignments and projects. If you get a chance, check out the Apple commercial. It's The Rock X Siri. It's just so much fun just to see how The Rock is a really busy guy. He's multitasking, and there's just all these assignments, all these things that keep coming up that won't leave him alone, and he has to handle more projects, more assignments. But in this madness, in the craziness, The Rock needs Siri, and Siri helps him stay organized and on top of everything. Check that commercial out if you get a chance. And oh my gosh, so much news coming out of Comic-Con. I'm trying to catch my breath, and I just keep seeing the updates coming up. So then we got from the Wrap news again that there's going to be another James Bond movie coming out 2019. You know, we're still not sure if Daniel Craig's going to come aboard or not, but we are definitely getting another James Bond movie. Daniel Craig, who plays James Bond, is he, isn't he, is he, isn't he? I guess when it's time to start shooting the film, they're just going to have to time it just right when they're going to start shooting to make sure he's on a good day where he decides to take on the character of James Bond, because I've heard some people say on social media that he's talked so bad about the role, that he doesn't enjoy the role, that he said things such as, "I'd rather slit my wrists than play James Bond." I don't know. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens there. So you had Comic-Con, you had a lot of news coming out about movies, TV shows. I think there was a Game of Thrones presentation at Comic-Con, and then there was some information on George R.R. Martin. George R.R. Martin, hard at work on the latest Game of Thrones book. Well, the TV show is called Game of Thrones, but George R.R. Martin's books are called A Song of Ice and Fire, and they all fall in within the world of Game of Thrones. That he's saying that he's hoping he'll be able to release his latest book, Winds of Winter, by 2018. That guy's very busy, and I haven't read his books yet. I've seen the TV shows, and from what I've heard, as far as what I've heard about the books, what I've seen from the TV show, the way that he writes stuff, he writes his characters, he writes his stories that are open to interpretation, that there's so many fan theories where people will read something and they'll think it means something else, and sometimes the fan theories are correct. How some people had this fan theory that Melisandre, the Red Woman, the Red Priestess, was this character that's been around for 400 years. And, you know, there's this fan theory that Jon Snow's uncle Benji is Cold Hands. And we saw that on the TV show that was true. Then we had so many fan theories, just the way that George R.R. Martin writes his characters, writes plots. He leaves it open to interpretation, and I understand why he's taking a while to complete this book. It's just the way that the show was able to catch up and surpass the books, and the way that George R. R. Martin writes, his writing style, we just have to be patient and see what happens. But I'm sure as a director, as a content creator for TV shows, I'm sure it's a little bit fun where you had, for the first half of the show, you had a format that you could follow, a storyline that you could follow, and then now you could branch off and do some creative stuff. Because as far as adapting content from a book into a TV show, there's always these diehard fans that are obsessed with the books, attached to the stories within the books, and they want the adaptation on TV or movies to do it justice. And it's kind of a tricky situation, and I wouldn't want to be in the shoes of the showrunners and the directors that now they've surpassed the books. They're doing their own little spin on the show. But yet there's some fans that might say, no, George R. R. Martin would never do that. He wouldn't do a story this way, or he wouldn't do a character this way, and you did it. And that's blasphemy. So I don't know, but I'm just dropping it out there so people know what happened in the world of news. San Diego Comic-Con weekend, all this information we got. George R. R. Martin's latest book, Winds of Winter, hopefully will be here 2018. We're not sure yet because George R. R. Martin has been setting deadlines for himself, and he's had to push them back because there's just so much going on. He's so busy right now with the TV shows, and then as well as HBO pushing him for meetings and saying, hey, come on, George, we want to do a spinoff. We want to do something different. What else do you have for us? And he doesn't want to bore people with the same stuff. He doesn't want to do a spinoff of a character from Game of Thrones. He doesn't want to continue to explore that world of Game of Thrones, and he's trying to do something different. He has to do his conventions, his press release. There's just so much going on, and I understand if he can't finish his book on time. I'm sorry, I might get some hate from the book readers of Game of Thrones, but I think we're better off getting something done right, even if it takes a while, than rushing it and getting something that isn't what we expected or what we deserved. I've seen it so many times with movies where they rush to give us a movie and we're so excited for it, and once we see it, we're very disappointed because it was something that was really rushed. Such examples are the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace. After watching Casino Royale, we were really excited. We were looking forward to something new, something different, and once we got Quantum of Solace, we were disappointed. And then they were also rushing after Transformers. They were doing the next Transformers movie, the sequel. I forgot what part 2 was called. And they were rushing it. And once again, everybody was disappointed with the second Transformers movie. And it was something that was rushed. And I'm just saying, when it comes to content that we hold dearly, that we treasure, we want it done right. And it's important that its time is taken, that it's done and crafted carefully. And as far as news from Comic-Con, those are the biggest news coming out from the world of TV, movies, and literature. This is what was trending on social media, on YouTube, what people were talking about. And then now we have to get into some sad news. I'm sorry about this, but the lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester, passed away during the week. It was really sad. Our condolences go out to his family and friends. Really sad. Also, the actor John Hurd, who was the dad from Home Alone, passed away over the week. So it seems like we are losing people, celebrities are passing away, and that's really sad, and our condolences go out to them. And, I'm sorry I didn't mention this last week because I wanted to give enough time and dedication to George Romero, who passed away last week, but also actor and Oscar winner Martin Landau passed away. Really sad. Our condolences go out to his family. And Martin Landau was just this incredible actor. He was really fun to watch. I saw him in the movie Ed Wood. He was really great. It was like watching Bela Lugosi perform. He just captured the actor and the way that he portrayed him really well, and that was an Oscar well-deserved. He's been in several roles. I've seen him in other movies, and I'm just always impressed with his body of work, and it was really sad to see such a gifted actor and a great person pass away. But, you know, we can't be selfish and we can't hold on to them, and there's something else waiting for them in the next life. And our condolences go out to the family of Martin Landau. Once again, our condolences to the family of John Hurd, the actor, the dad from Home Alone. And our condolences go out to the family of Chester, the lead singer of Linkin Park. Really sad. There were quite a few deaths. They are gone, but they will be remembered. They left their body of works behind for us to remember, to cherish, and to appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to this podcast. I'm sorry I went a little long, but there was just so much information out there, and I try to cover it as quickly and as efficiently as I can. Thank you very much, everybody. Till the next podcast, and I'm out.